liberal arts manare it's a fastly growing and developing field at present. So liberal arts manare concept kaya manadi it's a interdisciplinary studies. So you learn you can frame your own choice of subjects and domain. Ada tunga avi psychology you can to me chodwai, to me avi social studies chodwai, policies chodwai. So it's a combination of various studies under one program. It's called liberal arts.
అస్కితంగా నమస్కార్. Avraam ami team gino Charlotte Saurashtra kudumbam cheri tunga askitanga avavameni bowlaria.
Askiga namaskar. Mitra Nirmala Ganesh. Mi judun ngoma bidki Tirukondang ngoma nadini somin ngoma bondi.
Moranav Kumaresh mi timan bedka Rupin natte fulugondan jomai.
Hinda ಅವರ ಸಂಗಾಡಿ ಅವಿ ವತ್ತಗರಂಜಾರೆ ಫೋನಾಪತಿ ಸಂಗುಣಮನದಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಲ್ ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪುಣ್ಣ ಕಾಮನದಿ ಇಕ್ಕ ಒಂದ ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರತಿ ಮಿಂತೇನು ಕೆರ್ರಾಸಿ te hali ami kai kettengan menadu direct kan avi avara phone ಬಹುತೆಂಗ ಬಹುತಿ ತೆನು ಕೋಣ ಇಕ್ಕ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಮವಿ ಕ ವೆರ್ಸೈಟೈಲ್ ಕನ್ ಹೊದಾಸ್ ಅವತ್ತ ಮುಸೆಸ್ ತೆಂಗ ಹಲ್ತಿ ತೆನು ಏಮ್ ಕೆರೆ ಅವಿ ತೆನು ಅಚೀವ್ ಕೆತ್ತಿರಿಯೇಗಿ ಅಂಗು ಕೊಲ್ಲ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅವಿ ತೆನು ಜನಗಿರೆ ಹೌಡರಿಯ ಅಸ್ಕಿ ಇವರವಿ ತೆಂಗಜಲು ಪುಸಿ ಕಳಲ್ಡೆಂಗನ್
ಅಸ್ಕಿತಂಗ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಅಮ್ರ ನಾವು ಅನುಭವ್ ami avi jutin bedka posanan natte and Kitwa Jomai. Our daddy avi Mr. Kamalesh tanu avi oil field services company mavi workele hodasi tanu till 2014 rango. Amra amba avi Renuka is a housewife tanu amka onta sisters tanu avi doctor Ayurveda doctor just recently avi marriage hoyasi. Tanu avi Sweta Mani, tanu avi fashion designing chodirasi. Yes, so kesi some basic intro. So our aji boss hai, tanu avi aged people, tanu Mohan, Lalita, and then ayyo amma avi Sharmila Mahadevan, tanu say.
Okay, Anubhav, tura family patti kalalle avi chukku santoshu. Congratulations recent kan avigin marriage hiriya ata ami direct kan avi program jedengano ata first pusini mudulla pusini kaya menadu tura resume satavela avigino tumi avi first graduate in your family kirtai hodasi so tela matri first graduate kan hatavela anga on responsibility high ami avigin churum choti kam jana our family support kenna tela matri pra odager high sir hatavela avigino கொல்ல ஃபீல்டும் ஜேதவி சுரும் காமப்பை ஆஸ் யூஷுவல் அங்கவி ஒரு சில சொசைட்டி में சில நார்ம்ஸ் ಅತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಮ್ ಜೇದವಿ ಚೊಕ್ಕಡ್ ಕಾಮಪ್ಪೈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಮ್ ಜೇದಗೆ ಕ್ರಿಮ್ ತೆಲಪ್ರ ನಿನಾದ ತುಮಿ ಯುನೀಕ್ ಕನ ಅವಿಗಿನೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಮನತ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅವಿಗಿನೋ ಚೂಸ್ ಕೆರಾಸ್ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ತಲ ಮಾದರಿ ಅವಿ ತುಮಿ ಚೂಸ್ ಕೆರಾಸಿ ತೆಲ ಮುದುಲ ಪುಸಿನಿ ತೆಲ ಮಾಮ್ ಸ್ಕಾಯ್ ಮನದು तुम्ही ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಚೂಸ್ ಕೆರ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚುಲರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ಟು ಪಿ ಜಿ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಪ್ರ ತೆಲೇಮಾಮ್ ಕೆಲೆ ಅವರಾಸಿ ತೆಗಾಟು ದಿಡಿಗೆ ಸಿಯಾಸ್ ಮನದ ಅವಿಗಿನು ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ಡಿ ಅವಿಗಿನ್ ದುಸರ ಒಂಡ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಜಾರಾಸ್ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಗವರ್ನೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಿನಿಮನ ರಾಸಿ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಮಿನಿಮನ ರಾಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪರ ಅಂಗ ಒಜ್ಕು ನೋವೋಗನ್ ಲಗರಿಯ ತೆಲ್ಲ ಕೋಣ ಮಿನಿ ಅವಿ ಸಂಗುವ ಅವಂಗಿನ ಅವರ ವ್ಯೂವರ್ಸ್ ಸಂಗುವ
hi. So me avi media and communications I started with that. More film we just on the part of media field it's a very vast field ata we media and communications field musi there are n number of areas ata me avi kai specialization keras manati avi writing screen writing manaras talama me avi specialization kerasi film school mo telavi government Indian government of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting khala avarasi so tela institute mo ami avi writing screen writing specialization kerasi and then me te arto work kerasi ami avi Amrita University avi faculty kan work kerasi te arto liberal arts many on the areas ata liberal arts mane avi it's very very new at present to India. Liberal arts manare area we kaya manadi it's a domain of learn science and technology through the lens of humanities and social science. So tellamam we liberal arts manare it's a fastly growing and developing field at present. But we very few institution at we India we the programs so offer gerare below 8 maximum 5-6 universities. So they are the IIT Guwahati, IIT Hyderabad. So ante see chuku unnasi lamam offer gerare. So liberal arts manare concept kaya manadi it's a interdisciplinary studies. So you learn you can frame your own choice of subjects and domain. Ada tunga we psychology you can to me chodwai we social studies chodwai policies chodwai. So it's a combination of various studies under one program. It's called liberal arts manare. So telles the new education policy 2020 malla we telles we keraras tenga in government role malla telles. So policies to me pusas kayam ni. So public policies manare at the law aikini poran law manare tunga it's a sattam manano. It's a kind of rules manan. So policies kaya manadi policies is more connected with politics. Okay, other to me avi other government manarasi other insurance policies avanga avi ko osu setanga askidanga avi policy scheme khale avna mananda kind of policy. Other to me avi child labor manan child labor ha hona manare avi on policy avanga avi ra hona tele madri. So tele madri policies is more connected with politics. Other tells we lock in policies we difference we tells.
Okay, to go kona avigine le field janagirla. Yes,
it's an extension of manare atumi public policy development sector we I'm more focused on. It's an extension of media and communications also. Tela we tanigan we I mean tanigan sanamani I don't think it's needed. So it's an extension of that. moga tellamam khala moga mogavi chukku man can meet karta chukku tanga sath chukku tham places jata to learn new languages, new cultures. I got an opportunity at an young age. So tellesi it is opened up and I just opened up moga tellesavi on the sick kona the Che Guevara gavi motorcycle diaries movies sias manati how he became what made him like that manamari he 2000 kilometers no 5000 kilometers journey jan South America continent full gun. So tella journey si tanga we on change khalya we tanga on path. So tella madri si what I undergone me chukku places so chukku tanga menkano chukku tanga see it changed me a lot. So tella sevi so telamam jato lavi should be more focused. The COVID time had lot of trauma on the society and so me satavelo. So it made me towards avanga we development and social sector we should go manare we I realized that point. Until then moga kaimna I want to become a star in Canada industry. I want to become a star because is there thavara we nothing more than that. I didn't was more sensitive and sensitized and I was not there till then. So tellasi it opened me up. Tala we kono government function kararasi kono we schemes khalya varasi kono action hedarasi manare we it really changed me the COVID time. See the sustainable development manare area we open wise. So United Nations we sustainable development manare areas we goals there 17 goals there. So the 17 goals one goals khala we initiate karna implement karna countries many goals. So the one of the goals to me sias manadi industry high on the fourth goal quality education, good job and economic growth. So talamari on the 17th points tala goals. So talama mo very interest hois tala goals mo kuri main ga we more interested on quality education. Talama mai mo very interest hours. So tavalusi more liberal arts manare on the area we got this. So it's a very new area. So whatever I did more screenwriting course is a very new area. They are the liberal arts, it's a very new area. They are the sustainable development, there's some new area for the South Asian context to movie. It's just coming out, just budding spaces.
Lepra see just terms unta ikini podra see but detail kaimni kalana so tumi sange jukku helpful gan try manil mellaria avra viewers nugo avangamli adile policy patti tumi sangatolu मी मुदला संगे पॉलिटिक्स पॉलिसी लॉस ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೂರ ಅವಿಗಿನ ಇಂಟರ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ మన మాదిరి సంగే मी कधी काय मिळले होते म्हणदी आता सट्टम ఎట్రరి ఉండ లా కళ్ళెవరాస్ మనది తెల్ల పొలిటిషియన్ జాబ్ బట్ తెల్లగా ముఖ్యంగా హెల్ప్ కరర్ ఏమనిసేది ఇలా ఐఏఎస్ అధికారినో తెల్ల మాదిరి రానో మిల్లె ಅದು ತಿಮಿಸಿ ಸಂಗರಿಯ ಸೇದಿ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ರೂಟುಂ ತಲ ಮಾರಿ ಪುರ ಕೆರೆದಿ ಸವಿಗಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪುರ ಚಾಲೈ మన మాదిరి సంగరాస్ ಸೊ ತುಂಗ ಅವಿಗಿನ ಕೋಣ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಕರನ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲವಿ അടുത്ത് ಒಂದ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಕಳ್ಳೆ ಒಂಜಾರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ ಲಾಗನ್ ಕಳ್ಳೆ ಒಂಜಾರಿಯ ತುಮಿ ಅವಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಕೆನ್ನ ಆರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾದಿರಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಗ್ಯಾದರ್ ಕೆನ್ನ ನತ ಪುರ ಕೋಣ ಸಂಗನ್ ತುಂಗ
ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಅವಿ ಮೇನ್ ಗೆ ನಾವಿ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅವಿ they are more content with this policy areas. The government avi tenu aske tenu avi study kenan research studies or kai at the government at the example at avi covid vaccination tell time avi awareness the kani manadi tenu sangan tell mari avi like kai problems what psychological pattern is stopping them from getting vaccinated. So tell the reasons avi study karan, so they will outsource these kind of to management consulting companies. So tenu avi study keri sangan illa government content has tell my private companies malla the example Netflix khalas manadi it's very popular in US, it's a global leader, but India am khalas mana their market share is somewhere between 4 to 5%. It's very very less 4 to 5% is manare avi. So adatanga avi kaga it's very less manare avi they will approach these management consulting company like Dalberg, Deloitte and BCG, Boston Consulting, illamari Ernst Young, so illamari HQ companies. So ingo pura approach karadas. So they will study and they will give data. Kaga thanga we Netflix is not able to penetrate into market manare avi. So it's not just for government policies, even private places mala avi tano karadasi. So me pusasi like IAS officers. So IAS officers maximum tano avi schemes su khalyavan at the example at avi madim avi sangas I think Tamil kalala tanga avi government job avi de hona Tamil Nadu government to move. I heard this. So like illa avi log and khalyav samay policy kan khalyavan Tamil like likata vatikar khalayatanga onte si the government job they can't make it a law, but they can bring as policy decision ga navi khaliyavai atatano avi ada aski South India am khalas manadi aski states no 3 language policies atta 2 language policies atta one state avi Tamil Nadu tungavi. Okay, so English and Tamil. So aski state mo 3 language policies atta ada Karnataka avi we can't do that. Kaga manadi Kannada tavira we have other languages like Tulu, Kodava, illamari languages pura sadda. So there are 3 language policies considered, not the sadda. So they have the other 5 at the Karnataka 5 state borders sadda. So the 5 state borders the border areas maskam avi they will learn Konkani at the Goa border Konkani chodda. So 3 language policy in hatavalo see they'll be able to implement that. So 2 language policy will not work in Karnataka, but it will work in Tamil Nadu. So tala madri their policy decisions avi tholdras. So it's kind of so policy is more connected with politics. Tala main adavi atatangavi on I think 1,000 rupees we devusi mandras onda women I think Tamil Nadu government avi election manifesto man tanu avi. So tella it's a policy decision askadanga avi denjarasi Chhattisgarh government avi sankirasi unemployment youth fund avi denjarasi unemployed youth pura. So it's a policy decision. So like that so la madri at retirement most pension scheme old pension scheme new pension scheme they are all connected with policy decisions.
Okay, law making is different from policy making. Many menariyavi tumi sangareda mamriyavi kalalatam sarsi ata timi taba sangeeda mamri moda pusunagir lagarasi why Karnataka industry mavi star hona giri mini menasna why tella kagaisa.
I'm more connected with Karnataka, so that's the reason. I'm more connected with the people and culture of Karnataka, so that's the reason. Maybe so Kannada Rajotsava celebrate Keralasi. Maybe so anytime any like I used to wear Kannada flag with me. Maybe tholro kobimo I always have that with me. Republic Day, Independence Day, Canada Rajyotsava Day. The last year I chokada we celebrate kararas. Yet I'm more connected with this culture, people, the language. That is the main reason, and I feel the kind of it's more healthy. The industry is also very healthy here, so that's why Canada industry more the more we went connected.
तुम्ही काही रोल्स केलास क्या कन्नडा मूवीज मो?
No. But last year we Tamil films the film work keras. Actor J.M. Ravi tenga upcoming the films we work keras. Director Ahmed many sat we Manidhan minu movie. They are to endendrum punnakai minu onda movie. But ad kerasi. So tenga next the movies we with J.M. Ravi. So the movies I worked in the scripting, dialogues or dialogue rewriting, and also like character descriptions. So Ellamampura I worked last year. I worked in 2 films. So I have the Screenwriters Association All India card. Association members card holders All India card. So I can work in any industry in India.
So All India Screenwriter Association तुम्ही सेम नदी तुमको मल्टिपल लैंग्वेज कला नाही तुमको काय लैंग्वेज कला आहे फ्लुएंट का?
हिंदी, कन्नड़ा, तमिल, मलयालम, बंगाली, illa kalai, Palkar of course
hi and English
no right now Spanish place the Spanish place
okay super. So ate ellamamri angonda pusini pususu tura profile mavigino global citizenship mani taivadasi mi avi kaimellari mana illa language kalallari halavin be global citizen hoya vai mani mellu ana mellariya. So tumi tela patti explain karo tela global citizenship mana kaya?
Global citizenship means like I wanted to I don't want to be on kuripitta thamam. I don't want to be ilagan haona. So me kona hana me hodere means I go to any continent I should be able to be one among them. Ata me kolla kama jega means me I'll become a local. Me that local gan macheo. I will not carry my any of the I don't have that rights. So with that jaras mana I'll observe them. I'll keenly observe them. So the skills I learned through the screenwriting elamamo kona observe karna kona illa pra applying in my social life atalamam. So global citizen manatolavi kai manata I don't want to be illa kullumo. I don't want to have geographical boundaries to me mogavi. So atami we like immediately I want to go to any country. Japan, United Nations University, I'm going to do one program shortly. So Japan jaras, United Nations movie. So I want jaras mana I can't have this thing alone. I'll be representing entire South Asia. I'll be representing South Asia. I'll be representing neighboring countries also. So I don't want to be like many. I don't want to constrain myself. I want to be very open. I want to interact with new people, new cultures, languages. Kaga many more example me sounds. Kaga a global citizen concept avariya me more life on the incident. Me Kolkata I was there. There was a COVID situation on 3-4 months I was there. I couldn't come. Kottitham jatam. I couldn't come to either to Tamil Nadu or Karnataka. Kottitham avatham sani. Tawal kai hoyes manadi whatever I had the funds I could manage only for the rent. Okay, I was totally broke for the like other expenses, food expenses. Okay, so I was totally broke and I didn't have any work. It was like nobody. So I ran out of. So Tawal kai hoyes mean first on a neighbor on the they run a small shop in the locality. On the night on that biryani. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪುರ ತನವಿ run gelle hoda sikta tawal I used to go then on tanor hano that I used to go and come because this on the relationship on mottom mosi tenu avi onda ellamanan kai tala tamil kura veedu manan so tala mom satta me avi oda concrete building satta next tale street ata mi first 4 days avi mo poti food ni kunniya ni me tengadol jariya la mari sangare pogavi concentration sangi me avi 4 days kana food avi kana rupees didi mo avi next 4 days mo avi food diduvo many sangaria so tele mari dideria tele 4 days adutho they also understood my situation money they understood so they adutho next 3 months ago they feed me for free next 3 months till the covid tala lockdown restriction full gano tala musarango so 2 meals I had every day because of them nowhere connected tanu avi okay tele mari tele time musi Amphan cyclone musi tenga gherusi panim tele sa mogatano oda tha oda coverum thoyai mogavi khata ni deras mogavi tele time okay so tele madri tele 3 months musatero milamai jare me gamu jedariya many me avi sangidi jarasi the entire family they went into tears okay and they blessed me so it was very illa ondavi it had an impact on Ilavi so someone who's not connected with me they didn't have to help me at all avi kenamina avashyamuni but they did it for me so that's when I believe this global citizenship concept I drive from there so that's the point so it's not connected to illakulum alla Avraam and Kano Tellam and Kano Senipura so good for all universal good so that's what I come in
keti mi sangareda mamdi ondamo onda khini hodana varasi onda chode khini telamam avi onda chokoda avi famous Tamil writer like khini stelam khini now hodanda kani telamam onda person avi foreign citizen tena India gaurayi tegajala aviginu tega kaiki onda reason kuchi tega aviginu police dittan so tega CS man tanoda passport thorai tela passport aviginu belongs to a global citizen girimman tela aviginu siladanu odanu sasata global citizen mini tenga mellanu tela passport tholi avi ulagamugavi potpana javai avai mini tenu hodlariya but aski country tela accept karadi enineya mini tela onda kheni tela mai jai so motella tim sangare the aikasmna motella hodana varasi ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ ತಿಮಿತೆಲ್ಲ ಐಕಿನಿ ಪರಾಸ್ಕಿ ತುರಮಾದಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಮೈಂಡೆಡ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅವೀಗಿನು ತಂಗ ಸಂಗಾಡಿ ವಿ ತಿಮಿತೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಕರಾಸೆ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಿನಿ ಒಂದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್
I mean legal gan tala I mean I didn't do but culturally and socially I believe in social citizenship tala I believe in that but I think I should consider this as well atatanu mana madri legally mala we kai kartam say I have to do that tala so I don't know mana madri tala onda motorcycle diaries manare film movie had a big impact on me tala so like that illamala me how the so socially culturally I am open to that very because I live in multicultural and multi diverse environment so I am used to these settings so first it was a little legalized then I am okay now I am for me this is more diversity is more important so I get to learn and they also get to learn from us Talamami so I mean to see understand the world better also it's very helpful for me I feel especially in the policies for Halavaras Manadi you have to know multi-dimensional views avi you have to have the worm's view and also bird's view Manadas
so Anubhav atavigino ami global citizenship pati odagarase liberal arts and policy making ಎಲ್ಲ ಪತಿಸಿ ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸಿ ಚೊಕಡ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಟಿವ್ ಅನ್ಲೇಸಿ ಅಂಡ್ ತಲ್ಲ ಬೆಂಗಾಲಂ ಚಲೆಗೆ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅವಿಗಿನು ಜುಕು ಟಚಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನೋದ ತಲ್ಲ ಮಾದರಿ ಅವಿಗಿನು ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಟಿ ಅಂಗುನ್ ಸೇ ಮನತ ಕಳಲ್ಲ ತವಿಂಜುಕು ಚೊಕಲ್ಲೇಸಿ ಅದು அடுத்து ಅವಿಗಿನು ತುರ ಪ್ರೊಫೈಲ್ ಅವಿ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಹಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ತಲ್ಲ ಮಾದರಿ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಅವಿಂತುಮಿ ಫೆಲೋಶಿಪ್ ಕೆರ್ರಿಯ ಮಿನ್ಮನರಿ ತಲ್ಲ ಪತಿ ವಸಂಗೋ ವಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇಸ್ ಫೆಲೋಶಿಪ್ tella kerari hal kai se
fellowship manade kaya means fellowship is basically it's neither a job nor a studies it's a combination of both tungavi so you get to learn and I also get to work so that's the main concept of fellowship I mean avi atami almost at the fourth fellowship third musi fourth fellowship atni kelle sata atavi So first fellowship avi equity in policy education manare avi kaya fellowship means ilamari fellowship umpara main kan avi dominant communities, so mostly people who see they get to study the public policy, public administration lamambra. So other communities umri jaretano avi very very limited gar han chuku unnar han. So illa etano avi bridge kenna manata avi equity in policy education manera fellowship kalli avi Dr. Suraj Hengde manera avi unta scholar unta avi Dalit scholar then avi of world reputed at present 4 continents they have 4 degrees then avi at Harvard University mo he is a postdoc scholar at Harvard University, Dr. Suraj Hengde. So I am being mentored by him, mentored by him, Dr. Suraj Hengde mini. So telamam avi so our mari other communities chatanga avi to improve the admission rate in other premier institutions like National University of Singapore, Stanford. So lamari universities umpura avi improve karta avi they run fellowships. So I got mentored and groomed by them in equity in policy education fellow. It was they more like Harvard people, all run by Harvard people. So I got mentored by them. So they are the kai karas manadi global governance initiative manade on startup. It's an organization from ISB, Indian School of Business alumni and Tufts University. So the people avi they run a program for like people like me who wants to get trained in management consulting and public policy. Okay, so telamam avi I got groomed by them from even the Boston Consulting Group, so the India CEO. So I got mentored by them. So they are to kai kararas manadi global leaders alliance manari avi on a fellowship program Alliance University Bangalore mo telamam they train people of in liberal arts and various domains. So telamam on a few of subjects kai cheyas manadi strategic thinking, art versus science, ways of world making, then political thought, energy transition and climate policy. So illamari different domains umavi they train us. So it's a fully funded program. Avi they from the accommodation, from the traveling, from the logistics, so everything they take care of. The fully funded program. So I got fully funded program. So elamam training there etano siasman askatanu from the University of Oxford University, top ranking universities. They train, so I get trained in various domains like energy transition, energy policy. So energy poverty manakaya kona avi energy access energy manare not just electricity in terms of kona avi at the government kona avi procure kararasi energy. So pura it's all connected with that. At USA mo unta tunga commerce at on refrigerator power consume kerare kino on African continent po a normal person consume kerare electricity avi through one equipment avi it's more than a person on per year avi unta equipment to mottam refrigerator fridge see it consumes more energy than a person of a normal person in African continent. So it's a it's an injustice, it's an energy injustice and inequality. It's energy inequality. So telamari issues so kona government avi kona power procure karta avi kai problems face karada at present adu 8-9 months mulla avi India that issue avi especially Russia Ukraine war start avutha velo avanga avi we had a tough time in procuring coal because the price avi increase hoyasi and we had problem in the Indian government we also had big problem elamam avi transportation most of kai karas mana Indian government see trains aski stop kati coal transportation on the state on the state of avi main talaga importance dias passenger train stop carry especially avanga coal production in Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh states musi main coal production chalesata so tele madri at the example tunga vi eco state mavi sometimes energy when right they have more than demand somewhere. So tella avi either they have to it can't be stored then avi kai karna mana I have to either avi countries European Union avi they will give to other countries. Germany extra powers amana they'll give it to Netherlands adatanga avi. So sometime tengajolmula venrai kai karanna inga energy extra khalata si pay karan they get paid. The Netherlands at the Germany mula issue avaya adatala energy avi extra kan hode hydro power extra haldi adatano dena jedi it will be an the over circuit mari the energy excess hoyi kai hoy mana it will cause an issue, it create a blackout. So the kai Netherlands itano avi didn't the Netherlands avi tengajolmula sufficient can high. So Netherlands you see pay kanata Germany will pay Netherlands to take their power elama situations para malawi especially the European Union avi ila mari chalara. So then they will transfer to other Romania gadano. So like that Keraras. So it's kind of international relations manaras. So international relations is very much connected. Just one more point. Community development means more people the law, public policy, public administration, ellamari domains international relations, political science, ellamari domains when chodadisi the community will progress socially atavi. So that is a very very important thing. आता तुम्ही दुसरा एरिया खलास दुसरा सब डोमेन्स खलास म्हणदी I'm not against other domain. तनु काय कर रहा है they won't get a holistic development तंगावे education में भी holistic development खाना then हाथ अभी what will happen is तंगावे you learn some technology or software to make get salary. It's a you're learning technology, you're getting salary you're learning technology and software to get salary. It is not going to it will give you only the short term or long term economical growth you won't get that social progression avi hana it's my and it's true also so I feel more people should come into ulama domains mavi they should come ulama domains mavadisi progress right अभी आता मी कर्नाटका युनाइटेड सौराष्ट्र पलकार असोसिएशन मिनी होता सर आता न्यू इयर सेलिब्रेशन कुछ बोई होता है मी जिहासी तेवल उंटतनो अभी होता सी I met so many people तलामाम उंटतनो मैंने अभी it was like hard hit me दिंडुकल रे उंटतनो होता है शिवरामन उंटतनो संगासी एल मादरी अभी political and social representation in our communities it's very less so many sanghas so okay so tawal saatavelu then I felt okay kaga it's less so why kamana then I went into the history. There are our Palkar people have contributed in independence struggle Satano Utitam many sangaras. Satano Utitam policy Khaliavatanosi, Talaga Avi Saurashtra School Mo, Tela Avi our Tanos, Saurashtra School, Tanos pioneer in the Satano Utitam. So Talamari on policy Khaliavatano our community the representation is way too less. Maneravi something very bad. Telavi. So I felt so to Elavi I felt okay I can do that. I'm trying in all these things and my ambitions and goals also aligns with that. Mogavi I want to become some Sashi Tharoor my kona segi Talamari I want to become. So Talamari Hatavalavi it's more connected with our community representation is very less than Sanghas on the statistics Sanghas on the corporation Sangasi on the legislative assembly more on the parliament Brahodaras government can but atavi there is really no representation at present. We really I felt bad. So problem is that we are not into learning any such like area domains we are not exploring because we want to ask them kai kararaski I want to do that. So that is the main thing. So I'm not against that. It will give the economical short term and long term economical growth but in terms of our social growth and progress we will not do that. So that is the only thing that I feel more people should come and learn this interest we should encourage especially at public policies we chokkat growth at the time at especially in the technology policies chukiya avi adavi 2000 crores avi fine teras the Indian government avi Google avi tanavi wrong practices karrasi India avi in terms of like harassment. So it's all policy decisions adavi new data bill adavi khade harassment Indian government. I mean, for 4G avarango we were following something British Avraam telegraph act malaya. Tala me follow kalla hodaya. I mean, avi 4G avarango kolla kalamu tala telegraph act avi 1880s. Atarango we are following that. The 5G that we are drafting a new telecom bill. Adavi draft virus. So like that, especially the Twitter they have a set of policies in India. So the policies it's very very important at present. The COVID they have like understood the importance of policy in all countries, especially. So the policies politics frame correct. So they all manifestos the parties it's all policies. Their schemes and policies they're all some policies are they just to attract people, but the implementations at the lamamavi atavi example avi I think Nigeria mavi solar panel avi ashtanga dias solar panel, but the lamamavi kai problem and implementation organ of this low quality solar panel so dias the lamam. So they all kai hoyasi manadi people thought it's only for poor. So the dribble man can on see the solar panel come out hold on on social stigma we create this. They have people avoid solar panel Kamanami poor many some of the name. At the let them UK avast manadi, especially I think in Scotland and Ireland, Motalamam kai karras manadi kai horas manadi high quality solar panel there subsidized rate there but subsidized we middle class upper middle class afford karra mari so that social setting solar panel for the rich mari solar panel is only for the rich mari on the social stigma create virus. So but the concept is same, only because the implementation it's for the poor, it's for the rich mari. So it's all it's on paper. And also when it comes to implementation talamamala it's very important, so it create a bad impression
Okay, Anubhav, through answers pra ikatala on a lecture I can feel anga varasi that shows that you are an orator tim sangidasturatama me vigino regular gana vi jutede vi jivattakeru I'm an orator minimally, so it proves ಚೊಕಡ್ ಕಳಾರಸಿ. ಸೊ ಆತ ಅವಿಗಿನೋ ಅವರ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಗವಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವಿಗಿನೋ ಸವ ಸಂಗುವ ತೆಲಪತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕುಮರೇಶ್ ದಾಸ್ ಸಂಗನೋ
Avraam me subscribe kervo, they bring in chokat personalities, so chokat people gavi they're bringing it from our community, so inspiring and they're all have niche areas kare avara